Okay, so I just got my aftermarket power antenna from my 1995 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. It came from Bridgeport Motorsports in Wisconsin. So, in this video we're going to learn how to install a power antenna in a 1995 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. Now this goes for pretty much all of the B bodies and D bodies, which is the Chevy Caprice, Chevy Impala, Buick Roadmaster from 93 to 96. And I'm pretty sure this works for other vehicles too. So, let's see what we have. I just cut the box open, and so that way I didn't have to do it on camera. Got bubble wrap. Love bubble wrap. I'm gonna have fun with that later. This is the worst day to do it because it is really, really, really hot out today. So, let's get the box out within the box. Okay, so this is what the power antenna unit looks like. My first thoughts about it, kind of feels cheap, looks really cheap, but then again, you know, 48 bucks. Not paying for gold, I'm paying for something that does one thing and one thing only. Okay, so the first step into doing this is to remove the original factory unit. I'm now going to hook the relay up and see if I can get this mast to go down properly. It's not going to go down all the way because it is busted after all. So. Okay, that's as far down as it's going to go. So, yeah, this will give me enough clearance to get it out. Okay, so I got that nut loose, finally. It was a pain in the ass. You need to use these type of pliers, needle nose pliers, and you need to just get in the grooves and then just turn it, but be careful because you might slip and scratch the paint. Luckily I didn't do that. So now gravity will pull it down once I get this nut off. There we go. And the whole nut assembly. There's the nut and there's the trim for the outside. Those come off. And now I can finally pull the whole thing out. Oh, remember to unplug the cable from the amp. Almost forgot. And there you go. Whole unit's out. Okay, so to put the replacement unit in the car, you need to undo this bolt. You can basically take it off just by twisting it off with your hand. It's not tight or anything. And you take this off, and then you stick the replacement unit back in where the original was. Now they say in the owner's manual, like on the instructions manual, that you can use the outside piece. Unfortunately I can't because the hole diameter is slightly different. This is larger and this is smaller. So unfortunately I cannot use the original piece. And I probably wouldn't want to because this bolt here is completely messed up after I got done with it. So probably don't want to reuse it. If you're like me, you take that advice. Okay, so here's what it looks like closer. I don't know if you can see that, but it seems to me that the plastic is kind of cracking there, and I don't understand why. I didn't over tighten it or anything. Oh well. Again, cheap product, and I'm also going to do a water test here. I'm going to intentionally spill water on the outside here and see if it actually leaks into the trunk. And if it does, there's a problem. Also, I still have to mount it That seems to be another challenge because I'm not sure how I'm going to mount this thing to the original bracket in here. I haven't quite figured that out yet, and I've already been looking around before I even put this thing in here, and I'm not sure if I could mount this. It seems to me that the bolt is holding it on, but that's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to look at my options here and see what I can do. Also, I've noticed a flaw in this wiring thing here for your amplifier. The end on it is a little too big. And what they want you to do is they want you to plug this into your amplifier, which is in the trunk, and they want you to plug this end into that cable. Okay, how am I supposed to plug this into the cable? Where could I plug it in? Guess what? You can't. This cable's useless. So, I gotta think outside the box. I have to plug this thing into that, and then I'll get my radio reception, but it's gonna fall off easily. So yeah, when you buy these power antennas, gotta watch out because they think that they're gonna fit, but knowing Cadillac, they use a funky amplifier cord, so usually it doesn't always work out. I really wanted to use that other piece of wire, but I can't because the stupid cord that goes to this car won't work with it. So that's plugged in anyway, what the hell. But as for mounting it though, mounting this thing to the bracket in here, I don't see how I'm going to do it because it just doesn't look like it's going to fit. Okay, so by reading the instruction manual, it doesn't really help me with the mounting part for mounting the stupid thing in the car. However, I think the nut on the side of the car seems to be holding it in very well. And it doesn't appear to be going anywhere, so the hell with that. I ended up replacing that plastic piece on the car. I ended up replacing this one because it was defective. It seems to have a crack going on. And I compared this one to that one on the car, and it seems to be a close match. So, yeah, I'm trying to be original on this. This one's kind of different. So, now we're gonna do the wiring job. Now, the red wire on this antenna needs 12 volt at all times, so the orange wire will connect to that. The green wire, which is on the power antenna, will go with the green wire, and the black will go with the black. Now, they gave me these handy dandy wire splicers, and all you have to do is feed the wires through these and then close it, and basically it snaps in place. Couldn't be more simpler. As far as this tube, I don't know what the hell it does. It doesn't mention anything in the instruction manuals on what it's used for. So I'm gonna just run the wires through it, just so they're insulated. Yeah, I don't see the straw going to be used on any part of this unit. So there, kind of like that. Okay, I'm gonna get a pair of scissors here and I'm gonna cut this wire. It's no use. Okay, so I cut the wiring to this harness, which goes to the car. Then I cut the wires going to the new piece because it's going to be spliced. And basically what you do, and you know I also disconnected the battery, so I'm not going to get shocked. Okay, so it's the day after, and got the wiring done for the power antenna. I had to stop filming because it started to rain. Ground's all wet. It's quite damp out here. The wiring is pretty much straightforward. You just feed the wires through the splicers, and then you just crimp them. Basically it says in the instructions that you can close it by hand, but really you probably want to use a pair of pliers. The pliers will help you cut into the wires, so that way it actually makes a connection. And again, you probably want to do this with the battery disconnected, or else you're going to get shocked. I'm going to be buying some zip ties, and I'm going to zip tie the power antenna to that bracket because there's no way to mount it. There's no water in here. Absolutely no water. It's definitely dry down there. And there. And when I turn the radio off, and there you go. Couldn't be simpler. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope I've helped you enough, and yeah, it's a very easy job.